$50 million. Let me repeat myself. $50 million. That's the number being reported in the latest legal fight involving Luka Doncic and his baby mama. Guys, $50 million. Reports say she's seeking $40 million for herself and another $10 million to be split amongst the daughters. Now, on the other side of the sports world, look at what done happened to Marcellus Wiley. And if you follow this podcast, we already discussed Marcellus Wiley when the news initially dropped. But let's look at what happened to him. A marriage, children, then guys, allegations you never want to have, police, an arrest, restraining order proceedings, divorce filing, and Marcellus Wiley has denied the abuse allegations against him. And I'm looking at both of these situations because Marcellus Wiley just had all charges dropped. Orange County prosecutor said we don't have any corroborating evidence to back up these claims, so we're not likely to get a conviction. So guys, again, I'm looking at both of these situations. What in the world has happened to relationships? Why do we do this podcast? Because forget being rich. Forget being famous. We all got taught that will fix all our problems. Forget being a professional athlete. Forget being a celebrity. Y'all know how much harder it's going to be for regular people? If all the people we thought were famous and celebrities were doing well, let's talk about the regular people, because here's the question nobody wants to ask. What happens when a relationship that's supposed to make life easier becomes the hardest thing in your life that you'll never be able to overcome? Think about this thing, guys. Let me paint this picture for you. You work all day. Your boss gets on your damn nerves. If you have a company, your employees are getting on your damn nerves. If you're a manager, your subordinates are getting on your nerves. Customers getting on your nerves. You're fighting traffic to and from work. You're paying bills. You're trying to build a career or trying to scale your company. Some of y'all are trying to raise children. You're trying to go to the gym to stay healthy. You already exhausted. And then you come home and clock into your second job where you at the bottom of the totem pole. Except this job don't have a direct deposit every 2 weeks. This job has arguments. It has negotiations. It has daily performance reviews. The job has somebody saying we need to talk, and ain't nobody ever said we need to talk and then told you something you wanted to hear. Let me repeat that. If they say we need to talk, it ain't gonna ever be good. But tonight, guys, I think we've identified 5 frustrations that are wearing modern relationships out. And I'm saving the biggest and the best one for last, because by the time we get to number 5, I'm going to ask Rhonda a question, and I'm going to ask Fabricio a question that might sound ridiculous. Y'all remember this for the end of the podcast. If your relationship is consistently harder than your career, why would somebody voluntarily sign up for it? Don't answer yet, because we need to work our way there. Let's get into this thing right now.
Drink and smoke will swirl, join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow, current events we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, and you know what it is. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar Jeff, man. Y'all know where to find me. Get down in the description. Support the channel, get the merch, like, share, comment, and subscribe if you are new here. Guys, y'all heard that intro. We got to get into this thing, but I can't get into this thing without introducing my relationship expert panel. Got the experience you need to try to save your relationship. Y'all know we got New School in the building. Been rocking with us. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Tell y'all where y'all can find him on the socials.
You guys didn't catch it. I'm New School. Fabricio. I'm here every Tuesday. trying to help save these relationships or help break them apart, and then help you find better relationships because relationships will always win in the end. You see her nodding her head down there? She doesn't understand. Have my Pepsi with me, so I'm ready to get into this. Come follow me at Mauricio on TikTok and at Mauricio.Cardenas on Instagram. Let's chat. Back to you, Jeff.
Appreciate you being on, brother. And y'all know when y'all see somebody do this right here, when they introducing themselves, you don't know what you're going to get out of them on the podcast. When they start throwing them hands up, I don't know which way this cat going to go tonight, but we going to see it, bro. Appreciate you being on. And y'all know who I got next, man, my A1. From day one, the old school representative on the panel. I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell y'all where y'all can find her on the socials.
Thanks, JB, for having me back. What's up, everybody out there? Hey, Mauricio. You ain't ready for that Pepsi. I don't know who told you.
He gonna be up all night, Ron. Yeah, it ain't for the week. He gonna be up all night.
You ain't built for it. You ain't built for it. Come on. I just had to say that. 2 of them? Yeah.
2 of them.
Get that, whatever princess you got back there, get her out the house right now, ASAP. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So you guys could find me on Instagram at RMBLMBT and TikTok at @RonDZ_. Back to you, JB.
Appreciate y'all being on, guys. And again, let me remind y'all, we're talking about the top 5 frustrations with marriage and modern dating. Now, this is not men are terrible. This is not women are terrible. And this definitely isn't everybody should get divorced. Actually, I'm asking the opposite question, guys. Why have relationships become so exhausting when they're supposed to be both making people's lives better? Because if we're going to encourage people to date, get married, build families, stay together, then we also have to be willing to discuss why so many people are frustrated with the experience, guys. There's more people, guys, studies showing there's more people frustrated with their relationship than they are fulfilled with their relationship. Mauricio, when you see that the number is upside down now, what are you thinking about that before we get into number 1 of the top 5 frustrations?
I mean, it's a hard world out there. And you know, Rhonda made that prediction last year about all relationships ending. It's a hard world out there. You know, people are frustrated and there's not many things to look forward to. And I'm trying not to get too much in detail until we get more of the reasoning and kind of see where this podcast is going. But there's not a lot to look forward to. So I know every week, every day, there's a new story, celebrity story, new frustration. And it's like, man, will this end? And hopefully soon it will.
Rhonda, what's your thoughts, Rhonda?
Listen, I just believe it's just more access to hearing about people's relationships than in the past. Like, people could get out here now, like, and say whatever they want to about their person. And we hear for all of the drama with it. And so I don't think the numbers are so different. I just think it's just out there now. It's so easy to put your relationship business out there, and we glued to the screen like there's no tomorrow. With it.
Hey, both of y'all are making good points.
But I'm
and upside. Well, that's true. That's true by default. Okay. What we got to look at, guys, when you get an upside down number, this is why we devote Tuesday nights to the relationships, guys. Because at the end of the day, if the relationship ain't going right, it's going to ruin everything else. That's the whole point. I used to get taught that if the job was right, everything else going to be fixed. But no, if the relationship is wrong, everything else going to go wrong. And again, guys, it's getting out of control. But we got the top 5 frustrations. And before we get into number 1, guys, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're new here again. Because every week, man, Rhonda, Mauricio, and myself take something happening in culture and use it to have a conversation about relationships in life. And tonight, guys, I need the comments from married people, single people, divorced people, players, anything that you fall, any category you fall into. And especially the people who said, I'm never going to date or get married again. I want everybody involved. So here is frustration number 1. You have to keep your guard up around the person you're supposed to be able to let your guard down around. And guys, as crazy as it sounds, and it's crazy to me, because what's the whole point of having a partner? The world is already competitive enough. People at work aren't necessarily your friends because business is business. People do have agendas. Social media is ruthless. So home is supposed to be different. Your relationship is supposed to be the one place where you can say, I had a terrible day. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what we're going to do. I screwed this up. I need help. Without wondering, is this information going to be used against me 6 months from now in a legal proceeding? Rhonda, I'm starting with you. Can you really have intimacy with somebody if you don't feel emotionally safe enough to be completely honest with them? And why or why not?
Yeah, no, I mean, of course you can't have a intimate relationship. I think we confuse or like let it overlap intimacy and then intercourse. I'm gonna just say.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
we
Two different
confuse
things,
that.
by the way, guys. Two
Yeah,
different
I
things.
think we confuse that a lot, but I also think a lot of people think intimacy and intercourse is the same thing. And so I think if you get that together, but when you lead with the wrong head, you always gonna.
That's more bias. Just calling that out.
Oh no, we're gonna disregard that. Right? What they do in the courtroom? Sustain, overrule, whatever they say.
I object.
Yeah. So no, but and that, I mean, but that goes for women too. Like, I don't know, but I do believe people confuse those two words. They think being intimate with someone is strictly the physical part of it when it's not. And to be able to come home and be your authentic self with somebody, be vulnerable, as they say, I think you can't have it if you can't fully trust that person.
Mhm.
And again, once that trust is broken, it's hard to get that stuff back. Like there's cracks in the foundation at that point. So either you're going to dim yourself or like dull your light as much as possible to be with somebody and be miserable, or you get out of there and get your whole life back and be happy.
But let me ask you this, though, Rhonda, as a follow-up question.
Mhm.
Is complete vulnerability realistic in a relationship?
I think in the beginning of a relationship, I think you could have it because it's new, it's fresh, and that's probably the biggest point that your person gonna have your back, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't argue with me, argue with your mom.
All right, but here's the deal. Last follow-up before I come to Mauricio.
And you know how we feel about follow-up questions.
Well, no, but I'm coming to you because we got to get this thing. We're gonna jump off just in case people don't watch all the way to the end. Should your spouse know everything you're thinking, or does everyone need some emotional privacy there?
No, because we've educated these people that's been tuning into the podcast, right? Y'all, none of your spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends want to hear about your workday. Don't nobody want to hear.
That's true.
Like,
that is true.
Like we have already discussed that as far as that standpoint. But that's why I say at the beginning of it, that's when you could be your most vulnerable, and it's because they want to know about you so they can use it against you later.
That's true. That's true. You have a right to remain silent.
Yes.
You have a right to remain silent. Yeah. So y'all know what that means, though. Now I got to come to new school.
Yes.
Mauricio, when does protecting my peace becoming an excuse for refusing to communicate?
Ooh, protecting my peace, excuse for. Okay, wow, that's a great one. You got me with that one.
Yeah, he don't know.
No. Okay.
Well, think about it, Mauricio. If somebody says I'm protecting my peace, that's okay, right? But maybe you're also avoiding every difficult conversation. Where's the line? Let's talk about the person who is just giving up on it, or who feels it's just not worth the argument. So we're just gonna suffer in silence. Jump in there. Let me know what you think about that component of it.
Well, definitely when someone's trying to keep that partner, align with them, they're gonna sometimes have boundaries that the other person steps over and not say anything. They say, this is protecting my peace. Rather than, if we want this relationship to grow, let me tell you what's going on. Let me communicate with you. Because a lot of people, they confuse the communication aspect of it. They say, no, don't do that. But there's no why I don't want you to do that. It's always don't do that. So people confuse and they think, well, this guy's controlling or this girl's controlling. So it's not, people confuse protecting the peace. I don't think we live in a peaceful world anymore. Everything's out there. Social media's out there. Everything's out in the public. Everything in your relationship's out in the public. Whether you know that or she knows that, the board of directors, your friends, they know what's going on in the relationship. So there's no such thing as protecting your peace. It's only what's going to be best for this relationship. And that's why you can't be afraid.
And Mauricio, that's a good round to jump back in there. I'm sorry.
All I heard while he was talking was avoidance. So you could call it protecting your peace, but it's really avoidance. But back to you, JB.
No. Hey, I think everybody has the right answer in that back and forth. Let me tell y'all why I say this. Guys. Because what y'all just answered, if I go to my job, you ask anybody at the job, right? You ask anybody at the job, okay, what's the answer to this? And everybody gonna have the same answer. In a relationship, everybody got a different answer.
Yeah.
But at work, you're going to find the answer. Even if you don't know it, you're going to find it. That relationship, like, oh, yeah, we just going to sleep this thing.
Right? Most of us just trying to get through the day, right? We trying to get through the day with the relationship, trying to get through the day with the relationship. And guys, here's my problem. If I have to communicate with my partner the same way I communicate with somebody I'm negotiating against, we got a problem. Because I'm a ruthless negotiator, right? I'm ruthless. When I'm negotiating, I see blood, right? And when you look at the end of the day, guys, because that's how you got to be when you negotiate. When I'm in my sales process, negotiation process, ain't no friends, ain't no covenant, ain't no relationships. I got to win. I got to win. What do they say on Wolf of Wall Street? Don't judge me on my winners, judge me on my losers, because I have so few. Right? Remember that. Because if I have to negotiate with you like an opponent, how am I supposed to love you like a teammate? See what I'm saying, guys? If I got to negotiate with you like an opponent, how am I supposed to love you like a teammate? And you determine how I'm going to be dealing with you.
That's right.
Right? You want to be my opponent or you want to be my teammate? And a lot of people don't realize that I'm a lot better teammate to you than I'll be an opponent to you. Right? And so I think both of y'all made a good point, because these are the questions people are not answering when it comes to these modern day relationships, guys. And when you see somebody going, Luka Doncic, I think he just signed a 3-year, $180 million deal or something like that, extension. He's in California with that deal. That deal is in essence $70 million now after taxes from federal and state taxes. This woman wants 50 of it to settle. And the biggest part is she wants 40 million for herself.
That part right there.
That's the best part about this.
That's
the best part about this. On the flip side with Marcellus Wiley, the charges will not be filed. Where's the apologies?
Who?
Where's the apologies?
What?
Right? And what do I mean by that? Where's the apologies? Where's the, okay, guys, look, I apologize to him for that. It don't negate what I experienced. Because my experience is my experience. What y'all might see as physical or not legal in the legal realm, I know what I felt. But I apologize that the system found that, and I apologize to him. Now, man, come on back in your house and get into your real studio so we can go back to enjoying your YouTube channel.
That's
right. That's the whole point, right? So for everybody watching, man, I need you to answer this. Could you stay with somebody you love if you didn't trust them with your vulnerability? Yes or no? Put it in the comments and tell us why. Now, let's get into number 2, guys. We beat number 1 to death. Let's get into number 2. And this one drives me absolutely insane. Why does everything have to have a winner? Who makes more money? Who controls the money? Who gets the final decision? Whose family are we visiting for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Who apologized last time? Who initiated intercourse last time? Who cleaned the house more? Who sacrificed more? Who worked harder? Who was right? Who was wrong? Who won? Who lost? And at some point I'm thinking, guys, are we married or are we keeping score? Are we dating or are we keeping score? Mauricio, I'm coming to you, brother. Has compromise become a dirty word because people think compromising means somebody is in control of them?
Absolutely. Everyone's saying, I just want to do my part and you can do your part. And we're keeping tallies. Just like you said, how many times did you do the dishes? Did you take the trash out? Did you do this? It gets overwhelming at some point. It does get overwhelming at some point. Everyone's like, well, relationships should be 50-50, especially in the modern world. Everyone's talking about 50-50. I put in my 50, you put in your 50. On this podcast, we talk about 200s. We talk about 200s.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do what I do best, and you go do what you do best, and we come together as one.
Yes.
Or as many, as some people, some people are into that. But we're really talking about the why. Yeah, we're talking about the why. So a lot of people treat that compromise. It's like, you watch my live, if you watch Jeff's live, when we go live on TikTok, we talk about the more stuff that person does for you, the more they hate you. It's just a resentment. It just keeps building up. Because you're taking away from what drew you to me in the first place to do these tasks. And if you don't do them, now I'm angry with you. And that is a problem in the modern world.
Now, Rhonda, I'm coming to you. Can two extremely independent people actually build an interdependent relationship? Because independent sounds wonderful when you're single, but partnership requires you to occasionally say, we're doing what's best for us, even if it isn't exactly what I wanted. Can two independent people, Mauricio just said two 100s, can two 100s who are independent build an interdependent relationship? Why not?
I want to say yes. But before I completely answer, I would need them to know their life path number and if that works for them.
That's true.
I think you got to know, you have to know what your capacity is to be able to be with somebody who's just as independent as you are. Because you're talking about two alpha personalities. That's like, they both either have had to be leaders, they were born leaders, or whatever the case may be. But you got to see, like, in a perfect world, I want to say yes, they could, because they understand the mission, they understand the goal. 9 times out of 10, their self-esteem is high, and they know who they are. Yeah. It's only a problem if their independence turn into codependence. Then that's an absolute no. However, I think you have to know yourself well enough to know, like, I'm okay with this person doing this and doing that without keeping tabs. It just happens naturally in a perfect world.
Interesting. See, both of y'all giving good feedback that a lot of people have not heard, guys. And that's where I think modern relationships and marriage struggle. We celebrate individual empowerment and the other partner feels lesser than, right? But we celebrate individual empowerment, and that's good for the person that's getting the celebration. But relationships require collaboration. Those ideas aren't automatically incompatible, but you got to know when to switch gears. Because here's the line, guys. If you need your partner to lose before you can feel like you won, your relationship is already lost. Mm-hmm. If you need your partner to lose so you can feel like you won, that relationship is over. So I hope he or she fails, because I'll feel better, right? I can't beat him. I can't beat her, but I need them to mess up. I need something to happen to them so that I can feel superior. And guys, I think that's the biggest thing. What we're talking about, most of these relationships are actually competitive, because one thing I had to learn in a relationship, and I got taught this by a mentor. He said, Jeff, if you ever in a relationship with somebody, whenever somebody starts praising you in public, shut it down and give credit to the person you with. Shut it down and give credit to the person that you with. Hey, man, appreciate that, dog. But honestly, man, because she helps just kind of take care of a lot of stuff, I get to focus on this. So she get all the credit, man. It ain't me. Right? See, y'all see how that flows? Because at the end of the day, the more somebody's celebrating you and not y'all.
Who out here doing that?
Look, that's my point. That's my point. The more they celebrating you and not y'all, animosity is now building in that relationship.
No, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Rhonda, sometimes you got to give credit to somebody just to keep the peace and to stop the competition. Right? That's the point. What do y'all think? Mauricio, what do you think when you hear that statement?
Absolutely. It draws the attention off of you and onto the woman by your side.
Or the man by your side if you're the person that's
getting celebrated. Or the man by your side, yeah. I'm not biased. Hey, woman or man. But I'm speaking from my experience, because if I'm the face of everything, everyone's going to want to take me down. Now, they see me giving credit to whoever's by my side. Maybe my enemies will show a little compassion. I see where you're going with that.
That's it. See, at the end of the day, guys, when you are the person being celebrated, right? Deflect that celebration to the person in your relationship, because now you'll stop getting attacked.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna attack the person in your relationship because they don't see the person in your relationship. They see you. But taught me to deflect. Rhonda, what do you think about that when you hear that?
No, I think it's perfect. Like, I know if you are, it's no different than when you're at work, right? And they have to call you in. They're gonna sandwich stuff when it's something bad they got to talk to you about, right? Like,
Yep.
good here, bad in the middle, and good to
Yep.
close out. People may not like the spotlight, but they like recognition.
Yes. Yes.
They absolutely love recognition. And so I think even if you did do that, that would go a long way in a lot of relationships if they did that. It's just when you look at that person and you only like the air they breathing.
Oh, I agree.
It's gonna be hard for you to do that. But if you could pull it within yourself, that could change the dynamics of your relationship. And that's
Absolutely.
if you want to be with them. That's if you still want to be with them in a relationship.
I'm gonna add this, guys, before we move to number 3. Let me tell you what my mentor told me. Is that if you're being celebrated for something at work, the person you with don't get to see they don't get to see the sausage making. Right? They don't get to see the sausage making on how you got there. So at the end of the day, now they're gonna start to question, why didn't you tell me that?
And they see
Why
the
am
work.
I-
They see
Right.
the work husband.
Yeah, the work wife and the work husband know the sausage making.
Mm-hmm.
The work wife and the work husband know the sausage making. The real wife and real husband just know sausage and eggs and toast. They just get the finished product,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why don't you ever talk to me? I can't talk to you because we competing. Remember, if I'm negotiating with you, I can't show you my poker hand. So now all of a sudden, the work wife or the work husband has seen my poker hand and they don't judge me. Why? We in the trenches together. We working on goals together. Relationships have become so competitive. Can y'all imagine Luka Doncic came home? Baby, they gave me my 3-year extension. Whoever would have thought she was sitting there saying good, because this is how much I'm asked for now.
Calculating, yes.
Y'all know what's happening right now? The women Luka got on the side saying, I told you she didn't love you. Right? I told you she didn't love you. And this is what's happening, guys, which means we got to get rid of the competition. Let's get to number 3 because I want to keep this thing going, guys. Number 3 might be the biggest difference between relationships today and relationships 25 years ago. Now, Mauricio, I know you weren't born 25 years ago, but follow along with us. Again, this might be the biggest difference, and we talk about it every week. Social media. Because people used to have arguments and nobody knew. Today, you argue at 7 o'clock. By 7:14, somebody posted on their Instagram page or their TikTok page saying, never let somebody else dim your light.
Yes.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
What's the problem?
Right? Look. In less than 15 minutes, the person who trying to win the argument or let everybody know you ain't nothing, don't let nobody else dim your light. Y'all were here eating dinner 20 minutes ago. Now Instagram thinks you're escaping captivity. Here's what happens, guys. Instead of resolving the argument, people start building their case. Calling your board of directors. That's the friends. That's the mama. Posting the quote on Instagram and TikTok. Make the TikTok. Tell your followers to comment. Find the Reddit threads. Now you got 800 strangers saying in all caps, girl, leave him. Or leave her.
Yes.
And none of those people have to live with the consequences. Now, Rhonda, I'm coming to you. Has validation become more important than reconciliation?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Things people are doing for likes on these apps and followers. And I get it, right? People getting paid, they doing their thing, but it's nothing like.
You talking about somebody in particular on these apps?
I mean,
Let's say a hit dog.
Somebody said y'all go live every day. Like trying to find me. I'm like, I'm out. I ain't here. I don't know. I'm not here. But no, like it's when you're getting that attention and you're not getting it at home, like no kind of attention, that you got to bring out 2 Pepsis on the live on the podcast. Like that's
She gonna
huge.
step up. She gonna step up after this one, round.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Whoever it is gonna step up after this
Pepsi
podcast.
and Coke are not the same. Pepsi is where it's at, right? So come on over to this side with the Pepsi. But yeah, no, it makes a difference, man. Like when you see the things that goes on social media, and then that's something that your heart desires, and then your person ain't even thinking about taking you anywhere or going to this new spot or doing anything like that. Some resentment could build up real good. It could build up real good. So, which in turn creates competition because they cussing you out in their head.
Yeah.
You think you hadn't done nothing wrong. Nothing. And then that's how they find out. Is on social media.
On social media.
Your boy or your girls calling you like, yo, bro, she done put you out there. He done put you out there. Right? Anybody ever got a call like that? Like, dang.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So no, social media where it can do wonderful things. It can also have your spouse or your partner turn on you on a dime.
On a dime.
Quick,
Absolutely.
fast, in a hurry. And that's why I don't know, Luka. I don't know how they are, but I'm pretty sure, like where he's from, the last thing you want is your business out there. Mm-hmm. Some people are okay with their business out there, but it seems like over there in that part of the world that's not something you would have out.
Yeah.
With people in your business, and then to take you down from 2 days a week to 1, allegedly, like she trying to make sure he don't have a good year with the Lakers.
You paying more money and seeing your kids less when you know how much them kids mean to them.
And was it good to you? Ain't that what Heavy D said? Is it good to you?
But I'm gonna tell y'all, remember, he moved from Dallas to LA. New levels, new devils. Right? New levels, in Dallas and Texas, they're a conservative state, gonna respect a lot of those traditional unions. She didn't have this power in Texas. But in California, the power changes. Mauricio, what's your thoughts, man? Has validation become more important than reconciliation?
We talk about this all the time. Go where you're celebrated. Mm-hmm. If I'm celebrated elsewhere, that's where I'm going to be. Where the validation, where the attention is, that's where I'm going to be. Especially, let's take the same scenario that you were proposing when you asked this question too. You know, you get into a fight with your partner. Okay. The partner goes online, maybe even blocks you, just so they can, go on their little rant. Their love's not real. I can't believe this happened to me. Here's a thirst trap. There's a thirst trap. Blah, blah, blah. People recognize that. People on the outside recognize that. You take it from a woman's perspective. A woman, she might not even respond to your DM. But when she's going through that fight, she's tempted. She's tempted because it's where she celebrated. It's where she celebrated. And it can go both ways, Rhonda. So don't think I'm just speaking from the man experience, the experiences that I've had. The experiences that I've had. But that's the thing. They go online and they're like, man, Mauricio, he's nothing. He's trash. Just because of one fight. And then they're like, wait, but all these guys want me. I'm still desirable, and this guy wants to treat me like trash, but I can still have all this. Mm-hmm. No matter what it is, it could be a false promise. It could be social media is a world of, false illusions, masks that people put on. Doesn't matter what this person has. If he can make it seem good enough, she's gone. Because we're going where we're celebrated. That's why the work wife, the work husband is so powerful too. We're going where we're celebrated. So validation absolutely is number one now.
And what I'm gonna tell you guys is the problem with going to social media is that social media is good for making you think you won. But the problem is when y'all reconcile, social media don't like reconciliation. Right? Nope. Social media does not like reconciliation. So social media ain't gonna ever let you forget it. If Marcellus Wiley and his wife want to get back together, or if Luka Doncic and his girlfriend, baby mama, decide they want to get back together, guess what? We ain't gonna ever forget it. Right? She will forever be known for this. Both of them will forever be known for this, because let me tell y'all something, as modern as we want to be, relationships are still based around believing there's good women out there, not believing there's good men. The relationship, what keeps a relationship or keep people focusing on relationships, they have to believe it's a good woman out there. And if people stop thinking there's good women out there, no matter what side you play on, everything is tied to, are the women good women, or are these women out here looking for the bag? Remember, guys, if I'm negotiating with you, you my opponent, you not my teammate, right? So I think what is happening right now, the reason that the number is upside down that I talked to you guys about, more people are not interested in relationships than people who are. Guess what we got, guys? It's because things are changing with the women. More women are working. More women are independent. More women are independent. More women are treating men in a way that the man just does not have the desire to do all that, because if the man is saying, "Nah, I'm the man," the woman is saying, "Prove it." And when that starts happening, if the woman starts saying, "Prove it," I want you to have X amount already. We ain't trying to build together. Mauricio said it earlier. It's 2 100s coming together. Guys, at the end of the day, this is the problem. But guys, guess what? Here's what bothers me. People will spend 3 hours searching social media for somebody who agrees with them, but won't spend 1 hour with a qualified professional who may challenge both of them. And that's why we got it backwards. We're not repairing a relationship anymore. We're assembling a jury to plead our case. And the jury is biased because they only know you. They don't hear the other side. Now, if you're still here, guys, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, man, because this is exactly what we're trying to build here. Not a comment section where everybody agrees with Mauricio, Rhonda, or Jeff. We don't want that. If Rhonda is right, tell me. If Mauricio is right, tell me. If I'm completely wrong, definitely lie. Just say you like what I said anyway. And go ahead and hit that like button, guys, because it helps more people find the conversation. But more importantly, guys, share this episode with one married person and one single person. I want to know whether they hear this conversation completely different than what we are intending. Now let's get to Luka again, guys, because I want to make sure we stay on this one. Because the reported number attached to the dispute is $50 million. Most people watching don't have Luka Doncic money, even if we combined all of it together. So I'm not comparing anybody's household finances to his situation. I'm using a headline to make a broader point. Relationships have financial consequences, and so does ending them. For ordinary people, leaving can mean 2 homes, attorney's fees, childcare, transportation, potential support and alimony obligation, dividing the property, starting over, new furniture, new deposits, new everything, no credit. So sometimes the question stops being, am I happy? And becomes, can I afford to change my life? And I think, guys, this is where the issue is right now, is that one of the things that you get told when I got told to corporate America, somebody asked me, "Hey, Jeff, why does a man pay a prostitute?" And I said, "I don't know." He said, "You pay them to leave." And I said, now, if I'm going to pay you to leave, or if I got to pay you to get out, what have you become? Whether you're male or female. When that man told me that you pay him to leave, you ain't paying him to stay, you paying him to leave. Divorce turns each partner into a prostitute, and both of them are demanding more than what they demanded when they were together. If I'm paying you more to leave than I'm paying you to stay, that's why we fighting at the end. So Rhonda, I'm coming to you. Do you think finances keep some people in relationships longer than they would otherwise stay? Because I'm seeing more and more reels saying people need to be able to renew marriage licenses instead of them being till death do us part. And I think, guys, with what we're seeing with divorce and child support and all that, I don't think that's too far off, that a marriage license is not going to last forever, especially in Mauricio's lifetime, that it's going to be renewed just like your driver's license. Rhonda, jump in there. Do you think finances are keeping some people in relationships longer than they would otherwise stay?
Absolutely. I just got to say this. Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast, put that out there first. That concept of looking at the marriage license every so many months or years or whatever, we put that out there first. Don't let nobody else try to tell you that they thought about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course, people stay longer. Finances is the thing that gets everybody. Whether you got to pay for all them kids you done had with this lady, or whether you got to take care of them when they out of the house because y'all done got divorced. Like that's the rule on everything. And if you don't have the money, then you're gonna always be under the gun, for lack of a better word, with everything. So yeah, so you do tend to stay because it's cheaper to keep her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can mistreat her in the house, like just
For
y'all.
free.
Well, yeah, yeah. So no, so of course it matters. Finances matter with everything, whether people want
Yes.
to believe it or not. You can think it's love, it ain't. It ain't.
Yes. Mauricio, question to you. Should couples discuss the financial consequences of breaking up before they get married?
I don't even think that couples even care. I think everyone has incentives for doing the things they do, whether that be, monetary, financial, whatever it is. But sometimes, it's like we said, we didn't know that Luka was going to be we didn't know he was going to be this great, and get this new contract. Maybe they were hoping for it. And then she found out, okay, he got that extension. He got the extension, so now he has more finances. The incentives change.
Yeah.
So even we talk about financial consequences now, it could be like, okay, I get with the girl today, and I say, if we finish and we break up, you get 100K. Now, what happens if I have 10 million 3 years in the relationship? Is she still going to try to get 100K, or is she going to try to get more?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they really are thinking that far. It's just all about incentive base. Because even if I say 100K now, she could ask for 2 million 3 years down the line.
And guess what, guys? We are a litigious society, which means it don't matter if you got a prenup or not. An attorney gonna still fight it. You see what I'm saying? An attorney, y'all, we not even bringing in the Tyreek Hill component on this thing. We not even talking about how Tyreek Hill just got ran through the ringer, and that's just a preliminary order. The millions he's had to pay, and the 6 figures in alimony he's having to pay. Now, guys, I ain't saying that there's something wrong with it, but you got to understand. Here's the deal. Mauricio just said something. But some people, if I ask them that question, they would say, why are we talking about divorce before the wedding? And guys, my response is, don't you discuss insurance before your house burned down? Planning for risk doesn't mean you're hoping for disaster. Rhonda, what do you think when you hear that?
No, it makes sense to do that. Like, there's no question. Plus, you ain't gonna be able to get your house or your car, or you ain't gonna be able to get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You make a drop it after you get it, but to get it, you have to have it. And I think people could ask for these astronomical amounts because they know it'll fall somewhere in the ballpark, even if they don't get that, right? It's like how we lie to our kids saying, hey, shoot for the moon, at least you'll be amongst the stars.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yes, I think that you ask for as much as you could possibly get. I think for me, if you're seeing that is for her, then that shouldn't have nothing to do with it. It should be about the kids in that particular case.
Yeah.
I think it would be more acceptable if it was switched, what she was asking for. But it's very clear she had those kids just to have a legend.
Bruh, if you asking for more than what you giving to the kids,
yes.
I ain't never seen that. Look, give me 40 of that. The other 10 will go to the kids. Them kids don't need that.
Right. What? Yeah.
Mauricio, what's your thoughts on it, Mauricio?
Yeah, so it's like a concept from like the richest man in Babylon. I think I read that book. Yeah. I read it quite a while ago, but it said
why y'all
have everything. It says have everything in your life insured. Have everything in your life insured. Yourself, your finances, everything. So why would that marriage be any different? Okay, if you're going to get insurance on yourself, you're going to make sure that, hey, I don't want this outcome, but if it happens, I'm good. Why not have it on the marriage too? Okay, a lot of people are not preparing for that end. What does Stephen Covey say? He says, start with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind so you know where you're going. Doesn't mean that you don't know when you enter something if it's going to last forever. You don't know it might end 3 years from now. You really don't know what's going to happen. But if you have those coverages, it's like, okay, if it happens, I'm good. Whatever reality throws my way, I'll deal with it. and you have a little bit more of a cushion.
And guys, this is where celebrity relationship stories become interesting to me. Not because their numbers resemble ours. Of course they don't. But because the bigger issues scale down to us normal people. A billionaire worries about billions. A millionaire worries about millions. Somebody making 70,000 worries about thousands. Different numbers means same anxiety. See, guys, at the end of the day, the one thing we do share is the anxiety that Luka is going through right now. But some people who have deceptive practices, they are cheering the baby mama on. Why? Because it's setting the standard. Y'all, if you ever get in a legal proceeding, they always talk about case law. Why? Hey, look at what happened with this one.
Right.
We want what they got.
You
Forget the law. We
case.
want the case. If this thing goes down, guys, and you're an athlete in California, I'm getting the hell out of California.
Keep your stuff to yourself.
I'm getting the hell out of California. If Luka Doncic, this man will be playing basketball basically for nothing. He gonna be playing for nothing. And how he's supposed to be hanging with his kids and actually enjoying them? Guys, let me tell you this. If I got to give up $50 million to see my kids, look, at the end of the day, I can see why somebody will walk away. Yeah, look, here, take the $50 million. I don't want these kids to see me miserable. Because when I look at them, I'm not going to like them. Why? Because they came out of you. Right? This is the whole point, guys. This is why you're going to see. Let me tell y'all what child support does. This is why I'm not a fan of child support. Child support makes a man check the box instead of loving his children. That's all it does. Child support makes a man check the box. Right? He never lets his guard down because at the end of the day, you representing your mama. You representing your mama or you representing your daddy. Whichever one got the benefit or who got the advantage in the order, the man or the woman never trust them. Now, guys, number 5, though. This is where everything connects. Because trust creates exhaustion. Power struggles create exhaustion. Social media creates exhaustion. Money creates exhaustion, which brings me to the biggest frustration of them all. So I appreciate everybody who stayed till the end. I'm going to say something, and I know somebody's going to misunderstand me. Your relationship should not consistently be harder than your job. And I'm not saying relationships don't require work. They absolutely do. I'm not saying marriage or dating is effortless. It isn't. I'm saying, why have we normalized constant exhaustion as proof of love? Your job already gives you meetings, deadlines, conflict, pressure, performance reviews, budget, politics, networking. People getting on your damn nerves. Then you come home and Relationship LLC says, Jeff, can I see you in the conference room? Nope. I just clocked out. But seriously, imagine spending 8 to 10 hours dealing with stress, back and forth in the traffic jam, morning and night, and the person waiting at home isn't helping you recover from life. They're creating another layer of life you need to recover from. How long can somebody sustain that? Mauricio, I'm coming to you. Do we romanticize struggling together too much?
Yes, we do. We believe if we make it out the trenches together, that means we're locked in for life. What's that word that a lot of people use? They use that ride or unalive. That's the purpose of YouTube, but you guys get what I mean. Where it's like this person's been with you since day one, that you'll never switch on that person. But what does it Jeff say? He said, new levels, new devils. Okay? Even if you do that rise, doesn't mean that nothing's going to break you apart. Because it still does.
Mm-hmm.
It still can. And so when he's saying that relationships shouldn't be harder than work, I absolutely agree. Work, you have your shared objectives. Relationships should technically have the shared objectives, but with a little more freedom. Okay? The work has all these rules placed on you. Relationship, you kind of have the freedom to explore, do new things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can kind of play with it. But the shared objectives are okay. It should realistically be a little bit easier.
Rhonda, at what point does relationships require work become an excuse for a relationship that simply doesn't work?
That's a good one, because I think the minute someone internally feels neglected, you ain't gonna know nothing about it. But the minute one of you feel internally neglected, that's when the problem's gonna arise, and people, and by the time the person who didn't know figure it out, it's gonna be too late. So I think it just depends on how each person is separately, because that's what determines. Like, we don't know how each other talk to themselves. We don't know what they be saying to themselves when they get up in the morning, to determine how stuff is going to go. So I think, you don't know until it's too late, or you don't know until they stop doing the thing that you used to like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about your little butter pecan ice cream.
Old school. That's definitely old school ice cream right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who, don't like, you just don't. I think it's always too late, because I really do believe it's about what each person says to themselves each day that gets them.
I'm gonna say this, Rhonda, then I want your thoughts, and Mauricio, I want your thoughts. Right? Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. I had another mentor tell me that the moment you hear a woman say relationships take work, that's the woman who's saying, please hit on me. I want to be with you.
What?
Right? It is the appeal to say, I'm trying to escape. And I'm like, really? I just thought that's what people said to let you know how committed they are. Look, hey, Ron, I'll tell you offline. I'll tell you offline.
Oh.
But look, you grow up in an old school way. All you heard was relationships will work. I did not know that was a cry for I want out. I did not know that. And now when you think about it, when I get to this age, when you start saying, yeah, man, relationships will work, you got to stay committed to it. What they saying is, no, keep asking me questions and you can have this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Mauricio, while Rhonda recovers, Mauricio, what's your thoughts on that?
Hey, it's the equivalent. It's equivalent to, being pressed against the bar and like saying like, it's like a help me. It's like having a help me stamp. I'm like, man,
yes.
Most miserable times in my life, I'm like over here, like, she does this, she does that. And it's like, please, like, someone listen, someone save me from this. And it's just like, you're in these bars, and you just can't break out. I feel that wholeheartedly. I've had that. It's a universal experience in today's world.
They're saying, be my outlet. You can have this so I can go back and tolerate that person. Jump in there, Ron. Let me know what you thought. Look, guys, and I hate, I'm in my 20s when I'm hearing this. You see what I'm saying? When you get to a point where you old and you like, dude, I thought that was like the honorable thing to say. And you telling me that I'm the person that you want to come relieve your stress with so you can go back and tolerate?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, Ron, let me know what you think about that.
First of all, Mauricio ain't in no cage. He went about them Pepsi.
We say Ron, he in the pool with his shirt off. He in the pool with his shirt off, giving wisdom on the road, in a robe on the live.
Pepsi made you do that? I'm just like, years old.
Hell no.
Man, I forgot the doggone question. All I'm saying, like, you.
But the cry, we didn't realize that was a cry for help.
Well, it does make sense now that you say that out loud, because it's no different. I think people will heat check you. I think they will, like, oh, let me test the waters.
Yeah.
To see if this is gonna work or not. And you just hope that it works on that person. Because again, it goes back to what I said. You don't know what your person is saying to themselves, and then they go out in these streets, and they still just here for everybody.
But let me say this to you, Ron, and then Mauricio, I'm coming to you. But guys, my mentor told me that, and he also gave me a response if a woman came up to me and said that. Right? He said, Jeff, always say, thank God work builds character. Go back to him. Right? And I'm sitting here like, Jeff, you don't. And let me tell y'all why. When married people having problems, they run to single people to hang out with them.
Say that again.
Right? Married people, when they're having problems, they run to single people to hang out with them. And so you better understand that people are looking to dump on you, drain you, so they can go back and keep dealing with the food.
That part. You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. And then what I said, you gotta let them know. You say,
hey, I'll tell you, I'll reveal this on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
My most success has came from me being miserable over a woman, because then another woman's like, I can pick up the pieces of where she failed to pick up.
This broken man.
It's the craziest thing. But it's the social proof.
Yeah.
He has this woman that wants him, and they've been together for this long, and he's having these problems. Maybe I can save him. Maybe he's that lover boy that I need. It's crazy. As crazy as that sounds, in our today's world, if you're not wanted by anybody, nobody wants you.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. So even if it's implied that you are in a relationship, now that girl wants to compete for you. As crazy as that sounds. So even if I go around talking about my problems, it's like, man, I can't believe she did that to you. All right, you want to come over? I'm sorry. This is the game.
That's and I think that's the whole point I'm trying to let everybody know. Remember, we talked about rebounds previous podcast, right? And knowing what you are and knowing what you're about to get into. And I'm telling you, when my mentor told me, and y'all got to understand, when I'm young, I'm in corporate America, things get thrown at you that when you from the country, a small town like me, nobody ever taught you this stuff. You ain't never been in this environment. And when you got talent, but you don't have experience. And what I mean by experience, real life, somebody got to take you to the side and say, hey, man, here's game. Because guess what? You're going to end up getting caught up because you've been taught that everybody's authentic, everybody's honorable, everybody got good intentions. You're going to trust everybody because that's what you get taught in a small town. Because nobody ever thought you would leave your small town. That's why you got taught like that. Mm-hmm. Now you done left it, right? You have left it. And I just thought that I would share that because some of you guys are going to be the target of a person who's looking to dump their stress on you and give you whatever physically that you want. But you do not want that because now they're draining you and not like that, but draining you so they can go back and put up with this. And now all of a sudden that energy going to start shifting to you. And now you're going to lose all of your productivity, guys. And that's why I had to bring that up. And maybe, guys, that's what keeps these celebrity stories. This is what keeps them. That's what keeps reminding us, right? Not that relationships are bad. Not that marriage is dead. Not that men are terrible. Not that women are terrible. Maybe people aren't exhausted by love. They're exhausted by relationships that feel adversarial. They're tired of keeping their guard up. They're tired of the power struggle. They're tired of arguing in front of an imaginary social media jury. They're tired of financial anxiety. And they're tired of coming home from one difficult job to an even more difficult job. Maybe a great relationship shouldn't eliminate life's problems because that's completely unrealistic. Maybe a great relationship does something much simpler. It gives you somebody who makes life's problems easier to carry. Now, that's the relationship I think people still want conceptually. The question is, do they know how to build it fundamentally? Rhonda. Actually, let's go to Mauricio. Mauricio, give me your final word for the night.
Invalidated.
Okay.
Like that.
Rhonda, give me your final word of the night.
Joker.
What?
Joker.
When she say that, that means she don't like you, guys. That's what that means. If she say the word Joker, right? Now, that's what I wanted you guys to see because we're doing it a little bit different tonight, right? And for everybody watching, you're getting the final word too. I just gave you 5 frustrations summed up in words: trust, power, social media, money, and exhaustion. You can eliminate one from modern relationships forever, including what Rhonda said and including what Mauricio said. You can eliminate it from your relationship. Which one are you choosing? Put that word in the comments and then tell us why. Then find somebody who picks something different. Have a respectful conversation with them in the chat. And guys, look, if you got something from this episode, hit like, subscribe. And most importantly, guys, share this episode. Send it to your spouse or significant other. Send it to your single friend who keeps telling everybody, this is exactly why I'm single. Yes. I appreciate everybody tuning in to another episode of the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Of course, I want to thank my esteemed panel. Mauricio, tell them where they can find you on the socials.
You can find me on TikTok at Mauricio and on Instagram at Mauricio.Cardenas. It's always a pleasure.
Rhonda, appreciate you being on, Mauricio. Rhonda, tell them where they can find you on the socials.
On TikTok at rondeezy_, and on Instagram at rmbLMBT.
Man, of course, y'all get down in the description, man. Support me on all platforms, guys. All my info is there. Get the merch. Support the channel. If you need a cameo, that link is in there too, guys. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all know we'll be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And until next time, guys, we gonna holler.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. With your boy Cigars around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke a swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.